Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Val and I do scary stories. My new schedule is going to be Mondays and Fridays scary story. Wednesdays I'm going to try to put in everything else like conspiracy and Mandela, stuff like that, so that way we can get into a little bit of routine. So today's story is the Dear David story, and this story is actually the first story that I listened to from Loy Lane's channel like 4 or 5 years ago, and it was the first story that got me watching all her videos, all of Haley Reese's videos. Like, it really threw me into this rabbit hole that I just haven't been able to get out of. So this story is from a former BuzzFeed writer. His name is Adam Ellis. I was a little skeptic because if he's a BuzzFeed writer, then did he write this whole elaborate scary story? So at first I was a little skeptic, but I don't know, when he provides a lot of the proof, I kind of want to believe him. And the reason I like these type of stories is because whether they're real or not, they're very entertaining, and I don't know why, even though I get scared, this is the type of videos I like. Let's get to it because this may lead into a part 2. I'm really not trying to make a long video for you guys. I know a lot of people like watching short videos, so let's get started. So in the summer of 2017, Adam started documenting the haunting that began at his apartment, and all through December he took pictures, he took videos, he documented every little thing that was happening in his home. I'm gonna go a little bit over it. I do want to focus on the photos and the videos because that is like the evidence that I like to see. So this is the first tweet that started it all. The first tweet goes, "So my apartment is currently being haunted by the ghost of a dead child, and he's trying to kill me." A thread. "He started appearing in my dreams, but I think he's crossed over into the real world now. The first time I saw him, I was experiencing sleep paralysis and saw a child sitting in a green rocking chair at the foot of my bed. He had a huge, misshapen head that was dented on one side. I did my best to draw it. For a while, he just stared at me, but when he got out of the chair and started shambling toward the bed, I couldn't move because I was paralyzed. I have sleep paralysis often. It sucks. Right before he reached my bed, I woke up screaming. I had another dream a few nights later where I was in a library and a girl came up to me and said, 'You've seen Dear David, haven't you?' I was like, 'Who?' And she said, 'Dear David, you saw him.' She continued, 'He's dead. He only appears at midnight and you can ask him 2 questions if you said Dear David first.' Then she added, 'But never try to ask him a 3rd question or he'll kill you.' I was very shaken up. Having 2 dreams about the same thing is pretty weird. Anyway, a couple weeks passed without incident. Then David came back into another dream. Same situation. I was in bed and he was sitting in the rocking chair near the window, staring at me. In the dream, I said, 'Dear David, how did you die?' He mumbles, 'An accident in a store.' I say, 'Dear David, what happened in the store?' He groans, 'A shelf was pushed on my head.' I'm frozen with fear. I ask, 'Who pushed the shelf?' David doesn't answer. I realize that I've asked a 3rd question, which I'm not supposed to do. At this point, I wake up absolutely terrified. The next couple of days I Google deaths in the city, but I can't find anything about a kid named David dying in a store. I even tried different names. Daniel, Dylan, Devin, nothing. A few weeks go by without incident. Sort of randomly, the apartment above mine is vacated, and I have the opportunity to move into it. It's a larger apartment, so I'm thrilled. David made a big mistake by asking a 3rd question, and I think this is when everything starts kind of moving forward because he did something he wasn't supposed to do. And it's kind of like those scary games where if you do something that is not on the rules, that's where something goes wrong and scary things start to happen. Another month or 2 goes by and I sort of forget about Dear David. I think he lost track of me because I moved upstairs. But lately, something strange is happening. For the past 4 nights, my cats gather at the front door at exactly midnight and just stare at it almost like something is on the other side. Last night, I got a weird feeling and looked out the peephole, and I'm dead certain I saw movement on the other side. When I opened the door and turned on the hall light, nothing was there, but my cat seemed unnerved, bushy tails, etc. And you know what they say, animals, they know when something is happening. They have that sixth sense that can tell that something is not right. They can see things that we can't. And there's been so many incidents where a cat or a dog, or I'm not sure about other animals, but they sense something and they're either staring or react to things that are not there. And that's where I am right now. Dear David found me, I think. I don't know what to do. I'll keep you updated. So after he does this whole little thread, from the first day, people start getting curious. Once you see that somebody's being haunted, you start looking for the updates, like what's going on, what happened, can you take a picture, can you take a video, like what's going on, so that way we can see what you're experiencing. And this is when he posts an update. For the 6th night in a row, my cat has walked over to the door promptly at midnight and stared at it. I don't have much experience with cats, but I do know that a lot of cats ignore me if they're not my cat. Like if my brother has cats, and I remember when I was around them, like they didn't really pay attention to me. So I don't know if like when they see a spirit or something, or like is the spirit messing with them, because that's the only way I could justify the cat actually trying to go outside to see what's going on. I don't know. Okay, so I took a photo through the peephole because I'm too scared to open the door. I feel like I saw something. I couldn't tell, so I mustered the courage to open the door. Nothing was out there, but I took another photo. Look at this. Is it just me, or is there something in the first photo, right where the banister meets the shelves, hiding on the stairs? So he doesn't specify what exactly he sees. So I spent like a long time looking at the photo thinking that maybe there was a head or something. And it took me too long to realize that there was something like smoke around the peephole. And then when he opens the door, it's not there. I wasn't sure if it was smudge or something, so I took a second photo from inside. There was something out there. I deadbolted the lock and I got into bed because I don't know what else to do. I could still hear my cat meowing at the door. Someone said, "You opened the damn door." And that's seriously the same thing I'm thinking. Like, how are people so bold sometimes? So one person thought, not to be Dana Scully about this, but is there a chance that what you're seeing in the hallway is another cat or other animal? And then Adam says, "Nope, I live in a house. There's no real way for an animal to be in the hall." Someone else responded, "But you said the apartment above you vacated." Adam says, "It's like a duplex. It's an old house that converted into 2 apartments." And this is where I thought, oh, okay, because when he said duplex, I'm like, well, wait a minute. Again, it took me another minute. I thought duplexes were like right next to each other. I didn't realize that it could be like an upstairs, downstairs type of thing and still be called a duplex. I don't know. I've never heard anyone describe apartments like this, so I don't know if it's just me. And if it was a house, then this makes sense where he could be haunted downstairs, upstairs, because if the house is haunted, then that means that anywhere around the house can be haunted. It's been pretty quiet tonight. I'm gonna try out a sleep talk app to see if anything happens during the night. I'm headed to bed. But the cats are back at the door. They only do this in the middle of the night. It's routine now. You see what I was talking about? It looks like something is taunting the cat because, like I said, I don't have cats. I've never had a cat, but I know of other people that had cats. And when they're being bothered, that's what it looks like. It looks like a little child is bugging him. Maxwell is extra talkative tonight. He's obviously trying to tell me something. They're both there now. So he grabs some kitchen salt and puts it around the door, and I swear to God, it's something I feel like I would do only because I've seen Supernatural and they use salt. So I feel like that's something that I would come up with. You know what? Let me put some salt. And I'm not really sure if there's specific type of salt, but it looks about right. I don't even know if this is the right kind of salt. I used the sound app to record my apartment last night. It makes individual recordings each time it hears something. There were 33 recordings. Most of them are pretty vague. A couple of them are passing cars and the like, but there are 3 that I'm interested in. The first thing is a snapping sound and what seems like a single step. It's odd because I didn't get out of bed all night. I'm gonna add the clip and just kind of pay attention because it's really like a quick second, but you can hear it. This one is weird because out of 33 recordings, this is the only one that has a strange electric sound throughout. That's so creepy. It reminds me of the poltergeist, like when the TV turns on. That's what it reminds me of. I don't know about anybody else. I am listening to this by myself, and I swear to God, whenever I listen to stuff like this, it creeps me the hell out, and it just starts making me a little bit more and more scared. These happen between 2 and 3 a.m. I have no explanation for them. I'll keep recording and share if I find anything curious. Now this next photo, it starts freaking everyone out because when you look at the photo, you can see something in the background. Getting the F out of my haunted apartment for the weekend. Now, I don't know about anybody else, but I can't really see it. If you can, go ahead and comment below, but I couldn't really see it. Thank God, because otherwise I would have been more scared. So, a weird thing just happened. Take it with a grain of salt. I bought a Polaroid camera this weekend because they're fun and dorky. I decided to take a few photos around my apartment. I've done this before too because they do seem kind of fun, so it's not something that like would be strange to buy. Polaroids are stupid and fun and inherently sort of creepy. I didn't expect to find anything, and for the most part, I didn't. I took a couple of my living room and the bedroom. That's the rocking chair I first saw David in. They're pretty unremarkable. Then I went into the hallway and snapped a photo. The Polaroid developed completely black. I even ripped open and destroyed a fresh pack. So see if it was just an undeveloped Polaroid, but they start out white. I also thought maybe I accidentally covered the lens with my finger, so I took a photo while intentionally covering it. The photo on the left is me covering the lens with my finger. The one on the right is my fully lit hallway just taken after midnight. So this could be nothing. I'm not sure what to make of it. And looking at the photos, you would think that maybe he's faking it. Okay, like I can take those kind of photos, but then he starts recording himself taking the photos, and that's kind of creepy to see that it's actually happening. Like, what's going on? Okay, one last thing, because I wanted to double check. Here's a couple video of me taking photos. I'm assuming he meant videos.
Okay, here's my living room. And I'll leave that there. Okay, now I'm gonna take a photo of the hallway just to show you what that's like. And as you can see, the first one has already developed. So let's see what this one does. It's gonna take a minute. But it is developing black. So I don't know.
It just came out black again for a second time. Honestly, I don't know why I'm still fucking around with this camera. There might be a logical explanation. Someone told me to take photos farther away, so I tried that. Once with my iPhone and once with the Polaroid. Left is with my phone, the right is with my Polaroid. The hall light was on both times. Why is it pitch black each time with the Polaroid? That's so creepy, because why is the Polaroid catching things that the iPhone is not? And honestly, iPhone really sucks with the camera. I'm sorry, my camera sucks. So I truly believe that Polaroids do catch things that we don't see, or it's just easier for the spirit to manipulate. Folks have been urging me to get some sage, so I did. Saging the hall and definitely saging the hell out of the rocking chair. Honestly, sage doesn't seem like it'll help much, but I'm open to anything. I barely slept last night. I kept waking up feeling like something was wrong, but who knows, maybe this will do something. The sage did not work. Alright guys, I'm gonna end it here. I am gonna do a part 2. If you like this story, don't forget to hit like. If you're not subscribed yet, hit the subscribe button so you can keep track of when I upload part 2. And I'll see you next time. Bye. Seriously, Kevin? What are you doing? Kevin! No, don't lick off my makeup. Kevin!